Hi everyone and welcome to Lost Boy. My name is Jamie for those of you that are new to my channel, and for those of you that are returning, thank you for all of your support. This is going to be a general collective message. It's intended for whoever needs it. Please take the messages that resonate with you in your particular situation and drop the ones that do not. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, the link to my website is down below in the description box. Alrighty, y'all, we're going to get into today's message. I am going to go live tomorrow. I'm going to do the collective reading live. So if you're interested, I'm thinking it's going to be around 9:30, 10 p.m. So yeah, look out for that. Universe, what is going on in the energy today? And what is it that the collective needs to know at this time? This part's going to get loud for a moment, so I do apologize. Very interesting. Very strong Sagittarius. Taurus, Leo. Taurus. I want to say Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. But for some reason, Leo wants to keep coming out of my mouth. Somebody here could have Leo in their birth chart somewhere. Or you could be a Leo. Something here did not work out how somebody wanted it to. I think somebody realized they only ended up betraying themselves, trying to betray you. So now somebody here wants to come back in and try to make some kind of amends. They want to reconcile something. They are taking action to go ahead and do that. We do have the Six of Pentacles. That is balance being restored in some kind of way. In the physical world, this is blessings. This is something that you've asked for. You're finally getting ready to receive. Maybe that's why somebody wants to come back in. And they want to make some kind of amends here, because they see how going against you didn't really get them anywhere. We have the Chariot, facing down again. I can't recall if that was yesterday's reading, or the day before that. It's like that song from New Found Glory, and it's all downhill from here. We have the Five of Cups. Somebody here is grieving over a loss. They're grieving over you. Maybe because they didn't believe in you. I mean, we have Three of Swords. That's somebody who went purposely out of their way to even try and hurt you. To try and take you down. To try and betray you. To try and backstab you. Because they didn't see your worth, they didn't see your value. Maybe because they didn't see their own worth and they didn't see their own value. We have the Nine of Cups. This is about wish fulfillment. This is about happiness. Somebody sees that you're standing in your purpose. You didn't let something get to you. You didn't let this person or these people get to you in some kind of way. Because the Ten of Pentacles can symbolize family, community, a workforce. Take this however it resonates for your situation. Each and every single one of you are going through different things. Queen of Wands reversed and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I just wanted to say this bastard is really trying to come back in because they want to get attention. Because they see that you're doing good. They see that no matter what they sent at you, no matter what they sent your way, you took it and you transmuted the energy. You moved on. You bettered yourself. You embraced the ending. You embraced the transformation. Because temperance happens after death. You embraced the transformation. You moved forward. It's like at the end of the day, somebody ended up showing their own ass. That's really what this feels like. And now they want to come back in, rushing in, hoping that you won't be able to see through them with the Seven of Swords. And I'm going to say this again like I said yesterday. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? You've learned those lessons already. That's why there's been this transformation. You learn the lesson. You're not going to You're not going to touch the fire again only to be burned. Like, you've already learned, don't touch the fire. This is balance. This is justice. The Six of Pentacles is the act of justice playing out. This person could be wanting to come back in only for you now to say, thank you, but no thank you. I'm in a completely different place in my life now. I'm not who I used to be before, and that's because of you. I'm no longer that naive person who's going to believe anything that comes out of your mouth. You hurt me once, what makes you think that you won't be able to hurt me again? And I feel like this individual purposely, not only did they hurt you to their face with what they did, but they also hurt you with what they said behind the scenes. Because that's at this Three of Swords. This could even have been somebody here who was trying to rob from you. Swords are all about communication. So this could even be about something here in the public eye, wanting to distort the way that people viewed you, the way that people saw you. All because somebody here wanted to get some kind of attention. They wanted to be seen. This Queen of Wands in the reverse, whoever this individual is, male or female. But this is someone's feminine side whose own insecurities have gotten the best of them. Somebody here who doesn't feel way too confident with who they really are. So they put on this mask and this persona where they take down other people around them who are actually real and authentic. Because this person's not real and authentic with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. And this Five of Cups energy. Oh, collective is doing so well. Doesn't matter what I do to them. Doesn't matter what I say. Somebody here is headed for a loss, whoever this individual is, and that's that Leo energy with the Queen of Wands reverse. So that didn't come out of my mouth for no reason in the beginning. But either way, you're moving on, you're moving forward. You're taking action on your pursuits here with this Knight of Wands, being brave, following your passion, putting in the work, putting in the effort, to bring about your justice, your balance. You kept your head up. You kept moving. Some of you could even be stepping out now and people are just looking at you differently. Like, whoa, look at collective. They're looking good. They're looking hot. They're looking spicy. They're making moves. They are nothing like what you said. Whoever this Queen of Wands in the reverse is, you are nothing like what this person has said. And people are looking at you like, I mean, they're looking at this person like, you went up against that person? And this could even be somebody here who was even claiming that you were attacking them, that you were going after them. Meanwhile, they were the ones throwing shots your way. What's that saying? Whoever smelt it, dealt it? People make me laugh sometimes. I don't get it. Justice in the reverse. With the World card. The end of the injustices are here. This person only ended up exposing themselves. Like I said, they showed their own ass. Now they're feeling guilty with this Nine of Swords. Wanting to take a leap of faith. They want a new beginning, but you made your bed. You now need to lie in it. Universe, please tell us more. That sound's gonna drive me crazy. I left my soda can next to my speaker and I can just hear it vibrating on the table. It is what it is. Universe. Tell us more, please. Tell us more for the collective. Somebody is trying to force something to come together. It's like they were trying to force... They were trying to force you into some kind of position. Or trying to put you in some kind of corner. Trying to relegate you into some kind of box. It's like that line from a Nicki Minaj song. I can't think of the actual song. I think it's on her first album. When she's like, I am not a word. I am not a line. I am not a person that could ever be defined. I am not flight. I am levitation. You can't be defined. You can't be boxed in. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's because you're multifaceted. In life, right? You're very adaptable. Kind of like a gazelle, right? You're very adaptable. In any environment that you're in. I don't know. Somebody chose you to be their enemy. To be the hill that they die on. And I don't understand why. Only for their own insecurities. It's giving... It's giving somebody wanting to be, you know, prom king or prom queen, right? They want to be the most popular kid, right? But the way that they go about doing it is by bullying other people who they feel threatened by. That's really what this is. You threaten this person. Or these people, right? But you should wear that as a badge. Like, look, I threaten all these people. Little old me, little old collective threatens... makes all these people feel threatened. That means you're doing something right. And keep doing it. Universe, tell us more for the collective, please. The Wheel of Fortune. Yes. The tide is turning in your favor. That's why they want to come back and try to make amends, because they know that good things are coming in for you. They sense it. They feel it. That's why they're crying. They doubted you. But yet they still don't believe in you. With that Seven of Swords. They don't. They just want what you have. Y'all, give me one moment. I need to move that can. It's driving me crazy. Okay. That was gonna drive me crazy. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, apparently the other things on my table also want to jiggle, but you know what, at this point, I'm just going lower the volume. Maybe that's part of this message, right? Somebody here is trying to annoy you. They're trying to be an annoyance in the background, right? But what maybe these people don't understand is that you can turn off the volume. You can lower the volume. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Ouroboros is usually depicted as a snake or dragon eating its own tail and symbolizes the concept of eternity, an endless return, rebirth, self-reliance, and nature's cycle. It is an ancient symbol dating back as early as 5000 BCE, with the oldest known example appearing on a jar belonging to the Neolithic Yangshao people in ancient eastern China. Many cultures, including Greek, Indian, Amazonian, Egyptian, and Nordic, have used this symbol on temples, artifacts, and in art, and it is still used today in Jungian psychology, cybernetics, and many modern fictional stories. So this talks about Carl Jung, right? Carl Jung was a disciple of Sigmund Freud, if I recall correctly. And Carl Jung was the one who I'm going back to my college days. It's coming back to me now, those lectures. And I believe he was the one that was the one who created the concept of active listening. The upright Wheel of Fortune card reminds you that the universe has a plan laid out for you, whether it aligns with the plans you have laid out for yourself or not. Life changes. There is no living without the constant turning of the wheel. If you find yourself going through a difficult period, know the sun will rise another day, and things will start to look up from here. Misfortune can't stay forever. Alternatively, if you are currently in a heightened state of bliss, know you might have a period of realignment coming up. Oh, here's a quote from Carl Jung. The Ouroboros is a dramatic symbol for the integration and assimilation of the opposite. For an example of the shadow, this feedback process is at the same time a symbol of immortality, since it is said of the Ouroboros that he slays himself and brings himself to life, fertilizes himself and gives birth to himself. He symbolizes the one who proceeds from the clash of opposites, and he therefore constitutes the secret of the prima materia, which unquestionably stems from man's unconsciousness. That was a quote from Carl Jung, Psychology and Alchemy, from 1968. I didn't know he wrote that book. Now I'm going to have to buy it. Psychology and Alchemy. Interesting. I'm going to keep this book open so I don't forget. This has to do with your shadow self. This has to do with all of the work that you've done. This has to do with healing the triggers that you have, healing your insecurities. Because what happens when you heal your triggers? People can no longer push those buttons. They no longer have control over you. This is like an individual or a group here that thought they had some kind of control, some kind of power over you. Maybe people thought that you would never heal, you would never transcend, you would never move forward. These are people who wanted your approval. But now they want your help. Now they want to be a part of your success. And I don't think that's going to happen. Because I feel like what needs to be done is literally you saying thanks but no thanks. That's a part of their karma. Universe, tell us more, please. Universe, tell us more. Enlightenment and impasse. Somebody was trying to stop your enlightenment. They were trying to block your way. They were trying to block your access to the divine, to source, to oneness. They wanted you disconnected. And they were willing to stop you at all costs. With bittersweet. Something here is going to be bittersweet. This could be like, even like an ex-lover, or this could be somebody here who left you. This person or these people left you in some kind of way. They purposely betrayed you. This moment is going to be, it's going to be a bittersweet moment, because I feel like part of this is them coming back like, well, I thought this is what you've always wanted, right? Now I'm ready. Is what it's giving, right? It's part of that lie, part of this Seven of Swords energy. And you're like, all right, I'm glad that you're ready now, but I'm no longer that same person. And what I want today is no longer what I wanted then. Impartiality. That's justice. That's balance. That's being impartial to the situation. Right? That's looking at the facts, looking at the truth, looking at the evidence. Somebody here does not like your newfound sense of enlightenment. The way that you're able to sit in the chaos or sit in whatever is being sent your way and to maneuver through it. Be able to recognize it. And adjust accordingly. You're adaptable now. Universe, tell us more. Universe, tell us more, please. What does collective need to know at this time? What is going on in the energy? A false person. Number 8. What goes around comes back around. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune also says. What goes around comes back around. It's all about cycles. You know, I feel like at one point, whoever this person or this group, depending on how this resonates for you, they went against you, so they had their high period. But the only reason why they got their period of all their highs was by trying to put you in your place, or at least that's how they thought. Remember, because they were trying to keep you in some certain box. But now, the tide is turning, and you're coming out even stronger, and now it's your period of winning, and it's going to be their season of losing. We have 19, we have coffin. 19 breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. Endings always lead to new beginnings. That cycle is being put to rest. The past is being put to rest. You're stepping into your privilege, right? And maybe this for people here who maybe didn't understand your privilege. Maybe this is somebody or somebody's who felt like you had too much privilege, or that things were just handed to you. Whoever this is, they were only looking at surface level. They weren't looking deeper. Nobody here was even trying to get to know you. Maybe because like I said, you were multifaceted. So they weren't there, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but maybe their little simple minds couldn't grasp the entirety of who you were, of who you are. Again, trying to keep you in some kind of box, right? Oh, just because you're this, that means you have to always do this. And it's like, no. Somebody didn't learn all the sides of you, all of you. They didn't take all of that into account. They didn't factor any of that in. Their view was only limited by their own thoughts. And that creates problems in this world. That's how we get all these projections. That's how we get all this negativity. That's how we have all these bullies. So now the bully here is crying. 5 of Cups. They're crying now. They're crying now because They're lost their power. Universe, tell me more. Somebody's mask is falling off. Something here about August. Somebody here could be an... Wow, that coffin wanted to come out. Privileged lady and a mature man. Something is definitely getting ready to be wrapped up. A cycle here is getting ready to be wrapped up. A false person is getting revealed. A false person is getting revealed. And maybe that's why they're crying now. Because all of their lies are now catching up to them. What happens when you weave a web of lies, right? Do you know how much energy it takes to try and maintain and keep up with all of those lies? Part of this being bittersweet as well is, like, I feel like even though you're not connected with these people, you're the type of person that still generally wants people to do well in life. Like, you're not wishing any harm, you're not wishing any hate. Even if someone did you wrong, I feel like you're the type of person that's like, you know what? I hope you learn and I hope you do better for the next one. That's what's making this bittersweet. I also feel like there's some information here that is coming out that is going to be the death of their falsity. I'm not saying that somebody here is going to pass away, and I do not wish that on anybody. I mean, somebody could be. They could. Again, not trying to wish that on anybody. Endings come in many different forms. I don't know if y'all heard that ding, but someone just messaged me. We have the star. Somebody is definitely trying to reach out to you, but something here is divinely orchestrated with that star card. Ask and you shall receive. I said that earlier in the beginning with this Six of Pentacles. You asked for balance. You asked for justice, and the act is now finally taking place. Somebody here was also given multiple opportunities to try and mend and correct the situation and to act right, but they still didn't. They still didn't. This could even be something from like a past life. Maybe something to do with like bloodlines. Something to do with like inherited DNA. I don't even think this person even knows why. You're the one that they wanted to come after. And I think they owe it to themselves to figure that part out. Universe, help me clarify this reading, please. Ace of Swords reverse. And the Father of Pentacles. That's the King of Pentacles. Somebody's... I did a reading last summer, and it was titled, Live by the Sword, Die by the Sword. It's like whatever they did to you is now happening to them. Is what it's giving. The High Priestess in the reverse. This could be a false prophet of sorts. This is somebody who definitely runs their mouth. That's what the High Priestess in the reverse to me is. Somebody who runs their mouth. Because upright, she's quiet. She's silent. she keeps to herself. Very intuitive, very connected to the divine. In the reverse, this is someone here who needs validation from everybody else. This is a follower, not a leader. Let me follow what everybody else is doing, just because it looks cool, right? And we even see instances in that in the spiritual community. But even then, I must admit, that's part of the spiritual journey. That's part of the path. Because when you get into even wanting to do this kind of work, you don't think that divine, that source, that spirit is going to make sure that you are ready, that you can handle it, that you're being honest, that you're being authentic. You're going to be put through your own trials and tribulations. Either way, we have the King of Pentacles. This is somebody who recognizes their value. They know their worth. Very committed, very practical. And this is somebody here who has built something for themselves. They've built up their own future. They've built up their own success. Their character carries some kind of weight. Because they're known to follow through. You are known as somebody who follows through. You deliver. Thank you. The Daughter of Cups in the reverse. The Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Hanged Man. You've broken free from some kind of hold here. You let something go. You let it go. This is like a false apology with a Daughter of Cups in the reverse. Somebody wanted to take away your happiness, your sunshine, because they weren't happy. This is like a Debbie Downer, a party pooper. We have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. There is news coming in fast about some kind of victory that you are receiving. Good news, a positive change of events. Because of your transformation, you have emerged from your cocoon, radiant and beautiful. Being able to soar to new heights. It's like you are going to be able to walk through new doorways and new opportunities that other people only wished and hoped that they could reach. But they didn't want that for you because they couldn't have it for themselves. Or at least that's what they felt like. They felt like they couldn't have it, but at the end of the day, we can all have it. It's possible for everybody. But instead of asking you how you did it, instead of asking you what it is that you do, how you do it, instead of trying to learn from you, which I'm sure you would have been more than happy to help teach this person. You know, you don't build something up. You don't create something from nothing, right? Without having somebody else be jealous and envious about it. Without encountering some kind of resistance. When you bring something into the material world, when you actually create something from nothing, whoever I'm speaking to, you're a grand alchemist. We had alchemy here twice, with this Temperance and with Carl Jung. In this time and in this moment, I feel like you have been battling other people's shadow. People have been very two-dimensional, three-dimensional. Meanwhile, you've been very 4D, very quantum. I heard something interesting the other day, and it was, you know, our bodies are 3D, but our shadow is 2D. Think about it like this, right? What if our 3D selves is just a shadow of our quantum self, of our 4D self? Y'all have merged with your higher self and are walking in tandem with your higher self. That's why all of these shadows has been lurking, have been coming out, right? All that darkness. Because they want to pull you back down. They don't want you in the 4D. They don't want you in the quantum realm. They want you where they can control you. Whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like you have been red-pilled, and you've broken free from the Matrix. And the Matrix is just programming, conditioning, the expectations that society puts on us. You're being rewarded here by the universe, by source, by refusing to give up. By refusing to give up. And that's why it's bittersweet, because people know that, one, you're never going to go back to who you used to be, and two, they're never going to be able to be back in your life how it used to be. Universe, what's the T? What is the T? What's the T for the collective, please? What else do they need to know? Somebody here who's played out. Look at this opposite energy. We have boss daddy. Male or female, this is you. Stable, rich, business owner. Big dick energy. Male or female, right? Female, metaphorically. Somebody here has played out. This is somebody here who has created fake accounts. Maybe because you have them blocked. So they're trying to keep up with you. They're trying to see what it is that you've been up to. So they've been creating these fake accounts on social media to stalk you. Right? Maybe even acting as different personas here. Just to, you know, in hopes that they can try and swindle you. Maybe in regards to, like, dating. Maybe this has been people here who have been even in infiltrating dating apps with fake accounts and messaging you to try and dishearten you. But at the end of the day, they only made your intuition stronger. They fortified. They fortified you by putting you through those unnecessary trials that they made you a stronger individual. Somebody here who has no facts. They never have the facts. They make shit up and they lie. They lie. Because they have nothing going on for themselves. This is somebody, like I said, they want attention at all costs with this Queen of Wands in the reverse. They want to be seen. They want attention. Oh. Follow your own heart. And don't be mad at people that actually are. This could even be individuals here who maybe felt like their time has come or their time is up. But that's not true, but to them, that's what they feel. We all have the same amount of time in the day. We all have the same amount of time in a day. We all do. What you choose to do with that time is up to you. So what, they're talking all this shit because you know how to manage your time well? Oh, look at all this mess. Look at all of this mess. You're uninterested. There's a level here. I'm not interested. Because you can see right through it. You're like, I'm... Not to sound rude, but it's like you don't have anything of substance to offer me. Whoever this played out person is, they're a broke ass. You, my boss, are dodging bullets here. Somebody here has been abusing divination. They're hoping that you would give them a handout. Somebody here could have even gone as far to even try and send people your way via dating apps to even... Maybe people who have like some sort of STD. Maybe they wanted to get you infected. They wanted to knock you down a couple of pegs. But again, who the hell are they? Who the hell are they to think that they can knock you down off a couple of pegs, to try and put you in a place, to try and box you up? They're not God. They're not source. They're not the divine. So now they're crying like a little bitch because they weren't able to control your life. But again, who the hell are they? Who granted them that authority? No one. People cannot take other people's lives and destinies into their own hands because they're broke. Get a job. Use your own skills. God gave each and every single one of us different skills in order for us to coexist and keep this planet alive. But apparently we can't seem to get that right either. Or people seem to have lost this greater image of, I want to be remembered, I want to be this, and I want to be that. So they go about doing things the wrong way. Somebody here has been abusing divination to try and figure out what you're up to. Maybe to even try and change your mind. People here could even be doing like tarot spells. Right, to force an outcome. But again, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to think that you have that power? Maybe this is somebody upset here who maybe they caught a case. Maybe they have some kind of sexual infection, sexual disease. And that's what you're dodging here. This could just be even somebody here who is spiritually infected, right? With all them demons and entities and all the principalities that they hold. Romantic love affair. This could even be somebody here that you turned down and rejected. Again, could be in the workforce. A sex fix, a secret lover. They just want to use you. I want to get off. But why won't collective give it up to me? You want to know why? If you're watching, and I know they're watching collective, you know, because you know the haters are abusing divination too, right? So of course they're watching. The reason why collective doesn't want to put out for you, because you're nasty. And it's not because of your looks. It's because of your soul. It's dirty and disgusting. Sorry if that's the first time you've heard this, but... I'm sorry if that triggered you. But I hope that trigger brings about proper healing. I'm going to share with y'all a little tip, and I don't care if the haters are watching collective. You can pray in the name of Jesus or to who you believe in. Just ask him, hey, protect my energy from people who are abusing divination. Only from the divination abusers. That way they can't access my energy. They can't see what I'm up to. That is it. Give it to God. Give it to universe. So maybe they're even getting readings now on you, and it's not even coming out right. So again, that's putting these things in their head because you're a boss and you're uninterested. They're played out. This is somebody here who has had no evolution. That's the definition of crazy. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Doesn't work that way. This could even be somebody here who's even in another relationship, right? Or whether this is somebody here who's in another relationship and they want to keep you as a secret lover for a sex fix or whatever, I don't know. Or this is even somebody who is connected with a whole group of people, but they just want to be able to take something from you. They want you to provide for them in some kind of way, but it's not your responsibility. You're not their partner. Somebody has been abusing the privilege of knowing you, the privilege of you being in their energy. And instead of accepting it as a blessing, they took it as, you hurt my ego. Can you imagine if these people actually worked with you, how far they would be? But instead they chose to make you an enemy? And now when they're faced with their own karma, when they're faced with their own accountability, now they're claiming, oh, the collective's attacking me. No, honey. There's a big difference between collective attacking you and God holding a mirror right up to your own face. Especially if you're crying out to God. Do not ask for judgment if you are not willing to be judged yourself. Don't worry, they're played out. They're played out. They're about to be traded. This person is a stalker. They're obsessed with you, collective, because your energy is infectious. Of course it is. You're amazing. Be very, very careful. I don't like the fact... Wow. Is that a sniper? I never noticed that in this card. Somebody's been, they've been purposely trying to, take you out. But you're dodging bullets. And what happens when their firearm, right? What is it called when it gets, clogged or... I know nothing about firearms. I just don't. But if you don't clean them properly, right? Can't they get, jammed or something? Proper maintenance? This is somebody who doesn't even take care of their own shit. And they're mad at you for taking care of your own stuff. They can't even take care of their own stuff. Universe, tell us more, please. Something here also about you being indifferent. I don't know, the mentality with this person or this group, it's giving, well, if you're not with me, then you must be against me. And it's no, I just don't care. You're indifferent. It doesn't affect you. You don't care. And not to be in a mean way, but it's just you're not the type of person that's going to go out of your way to go and bring somebody else down just because you can. Or because you feel intimidated. You just don't care. And if those haters are still watching, you need to answer the question, why do you care? Why? Is it because of your programming? Is it because of your conditioning? Is it because of your dogma? Why do you care? And leave my collective alone. And for the record, in Jesus' name, I pray, whoever's stalking you, whoever's been trying to put a hit on you, may God and Source bring that to light. In Jesus' name, I pray for my collective. That my collective be left alone. And may their enemies be revealed. And not only that, may their enemies, when they go to bed tonight, may their enemies come in contact with their maker and see the truth of their own actions. In Jesus' name I pray. Universe, tell me more. Get ready to receive. Gifts and assistance are on the way. Source has seen your generosity. These people were trying to stifle your heart, stifle your openness. They didn't want you to be open. They didn't want you to believe that there is good out there. They wanted you to believe that everybody was just like them. So what's the point of trying to be good? It's like, come to the dark side. We have cookies. They're probably stale. Let's just keep it real. Like, the dark side has stale cookies. We don't want stale cookies. We want freshly baked ones from the divine. That's what we want. Made from scratch, not that Pillsbury store-bought shit either. Inner child healing. You have healed your inner child. Like I said way in the beginning of this reading, what happens when your triggers have been healed and they can no longer push those buttons? The universe has also seen your generosity. They've seen your good acts. They've seen your nature. They have weighed your heart. And that's why this is happening. That's why you've been granted greater access. This has to do with belief systems. And again, facades, masks, lies, conditioning. Somebody wanted you to conform. They wanted you to be... Wow. It's given the energy of like somebody wanted to be your general. Right? Or your sergeant or whatever. And it's like, who the hell are you? Higher self-activation. Like I said, you've integrated with your higher self. You're walking in your quantum form. And people can't understand that. That scares those people. Your connection to Source, your connection to God. And that happens inside. It doesn't happen outside. It happens inside. When you truly finally embrace who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you start healing your inner child. You heal those wounds. You get rid of those triggers. And it exposes the conditioning. Your enemies are being triggered into an awakening of their own. Because they have to. This world would be a much better place. And I truly wish for everybody to heal all of whatever they have going on so that we can all finally live in peace. Because at the end of the day, people are just really fighting with themselves. Things don't need to be so hard and so overcomplicated. But that's what we like to do as humans. We like to overcomplicate things. Because, you know what? We're at the top of the animal kingdom, or so we believe. One of these days, I feel like that's going to change, but that's a conversation for a whole other time. I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer that there is life out there. We can't be the only things in the universe. I'm just saying. You are attracting right now. Somebody here, maybe this person didn't even want you to connect with actual love, with people who are on your side, people who have mutual feelings. Somebody here is also being drawn to you. For those of you where this is in the aspects of love, I feel like you're finally attracting a partner that is on your level, that is right for you, that feels the same way that you do, that sees the world the same way that you do. If this is business, or this is just in career or life, or even just in your stability, you're attracting your soul tribe. The people who are actually on your side, the people who are actually going to have your back. And these people, these haters, didn't want you to have that. No, they were trying to create illusions and confusion here. They didn't want you to see clearly. Some of y'all could have broken free from some kind of addictions or old patterns, things that weren't necessarily healthy for you. Maybe you recently gave up coffee, right? Maybe you're no longer, maybe you don't drink as much as you used to. Maybe you don't smoke pot as much as you used to, right? And those are things that people can use to try and control you, to try and manipulate you, but they can't do that anymore. This is somebody here who's stuck and bound to their own addictions, to their own escapism. Meanwhile, you're attracting and shuttering other people's belief systems. People have had expectations on you, but weren't willing to live up to their own expectations. And that's a big problem in this world. It's one thing to have standards for other people, or to have expectations, but it's another thing when you don't even follow that for your own self. So how can you expect somebody else to if you're unwilling to? Meanwhile, collective is here like, I have my standards, I have my expectations, but I also hold myself to that caliber. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to take a quick pause. I need to use the little boy's room, and I'll be right back. Well, not the little boy's room. I need to use my personal bathroom, but I'll be right back. Hi, everyone. I'm back. I apologize for that. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to use another deck. Let's see what else is going on. Universe. What lies beneath that the collective should be aware about? What's hiding beneath the surface that they should know about? Something here about you guys seeing intimacy differently now, as well. We have trash. You're throwing out the trash. You're throwing out what no longer serves you. Wow, promiscuous. This is somebody who's promiscuous. They're asleep around. That's what it is. They couldn't... They wanted some kind of conquest and collective, right? You obviously gather and attract all this attention. So for you, by them being able to say, oh, I slept with collective, or I was able to get this out of collective, they feel like they earn like brownie points. Again, trying to be popular. Like it'll bring them some kind of popularity because you were able to give them something. Some of y'all have spent most of your lives giving people who didn't even deserve your attention and your time of day. They didn't deserve what you did to them, but you did it because you're a kind person. You did it because that's who you are. And this is not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on them. Envy. putting on a show, expecting a new beginning in the reverse, that's interesting, toxic, running away, and a fake friend. Private relationship, and a false apology. You're too emotionally intelligent. That's why you're throwing out the trash, because you can see right through somebody's envy. Somebody here is kicking and screaming and trying to put on some kind of a show. They want to get your attention at all costs. So now they're running away from their own problems, and they want to fake apologize to you because they're a toxic MF who is surrounded by fake people just as fake as them. You are the company that you keep. One more time. You are the company that you keep. They know that there's not going to be a new beginning. They're not expecting a new beginning. That's why they want to come back in and fake apologize, because they know they're not going to get a second chance. They're not going to get a do-over. They're going to have to sit with the life that they've created. They're going to have to sit with their own trash. This is somebody who's toxic. So they want to permeate all the environments that they touch. It's kind of like, I don't know, I just like got pictured like an image of like somebody walking by a flower and it like instantly like wilting. Like that's the type of energy that this person goes in. Like is in. Like no matter where they are, it's just this foul energy of like decay. We did have that coffin earlier. This could be somebody here who's even dealing with some kind of underlying health issue. Maybe something here that's going untreated. I mean, we did have they caught a case. This is somebody who's not taking care of themselves, but they're mad at you because you take care of yourself. They're running away from their own problems. They're running away from their own toxicity. But they're trying to blame you, because it takes the heat off of them. This could even been somebody who claimed that you gave them an STD or something, or that it was all your fault, but that's obviously not true. Again, just a tactic. People don't understand that minds and impressions hold a lot of power. They hold a lot of weight. If you can control how somebody thinks and what somebody believes to be true, you give your power away. This person already is in their own relationship, but they want you in another relationship. Or this could even be somebody here who maybe they admitted to cheating, right? And they said that it was your fault and that you're the one that gave them whatever it was. And then they ended up, giving that same thing to their own spouse and to their other partner, or to the whole group, because there's a whole community here. Meanwhile, back at the camp, you're like, I don't know any of these people. But yet they all want to come after you instead of coming after the one person who infected everybody else because of their own promiscuity. Again, a sleep around. This is somebody who's a temptress. They want to steal your person. This could have even been somebody here who even stole somebody from your past. They obviously took people from your camp. They took your own supporters and tried to use them against you. But now they're turning on them. Excuse me. This video might be uploaded a little late because it's already 10:30 at night, and now I need to clip the two pieces together from when I went to the bathroom, but it will be up. It just might be a little later than usual, so I do apologize for that. And I also do want to say thank you. Thank you for being patient with me. Universe, give us some clue on who this person or persons could be. Oh, what? They're trying to hide now? They don't want to be seen? What's the matter? Can't handle the heat now? But you were... Meanwhile, you were... They couldn't handle the heat, but yet they wanted to be able to control your kitchen. They wanted to be in charge of your kitchen. They wanted to be in charge of what you were cooking, what you were making, what you were creating. But what, now they can't handle the heat? Universe, who could this person be? Or persons be for the collective? We have braids and red attire. Somebody here could wear a lot of red. Maybe their favorite color is red. They could drive a red car. Somebody here could wear braids, micro braids, cornrows. We have green eyes. Somebody here could have green eyes. Or their eyes are just green with envy. We have a baby face. Maybe this is somebody here who always thought that they could get by off of their looks. Looks are only temporary, honey. We all age. We all age with time. Somebody here could have freckles. This could even be somebody here who's secretly in the closet. Like maybe they're DL. Maybe this is even like somebody here who wanted to, I don't know, get you stuck in something here. And I don't know, like they wanted you to be a swinger. I don't know. That's what it's giving. We have elderly. Somebody here could be elderly. They don't even tell me this is elderly people, older people. Stuck in their own dogma, right? Stuck in their own conditioning. Maybe this is somebody here, maybe you're LGBTQ and maybe they've been attacking you. We always attack the things that we don't seem to understand, but instead of trying to cross the divide, you know, learn more, right? We let the fear and the dogma and the conditioning take over. We have younger than you. There's definitely difference in ages and different in mentalities and difference in maturity levels. Whoever I'm speaking to, you could be an old soul. And maybe you're dealing with somebody who's a new soul. We have coarse curly hair. And then we have older than you. There's definitely multiple different people here. I don't know if... Well, that did come out in the reverse. So this person's not older than you. And even if they are older than you, they don't act their age. Somebody here who could be stuck in Peter Pan syndrome. Maybe you act more mature than this person does. And you're probably younger. And again, that triggers them. That pisses them off. Because who are you? You are who you are. We have tribal. Somebody here could be of like from tribal descent. They could be Native American, or they could just have some kind of tribal roots. I know that there have been different tribes all over the world. Take that however it resonates. Somebody here has coarse curly hair. Maybe they put it in braids, cornrows, micro braids, like I said. We do have brown eyes. Universe, who could this person or persons be for the collective? Please give us some clues. We have brown eyes. Somebody here could have a tooth gap. Maybe this is somebody here whose teeth are rotting, falling apart because of all of their substances. Or maybe they don't take care of themselves. Maybe somebody here eats too many sweets, so they want everything to be sweet. Somebody here has a tooth gap. Maybe they're envious of your smile. You know, those can be fixed, haters. You know, Cardi B did it. She got a bag and fixed her teeth, so can you. We have glasses. Somebody here could wear glasses, or maybe they need to wear glasses, because obviously they ain't seeing clearly. We have exaggerated features at the bottom of the deck. Somebody here could have exaggerated features, or they could exaggerate their features. Something about steroids. Maybe somebody here uses steroids in order to bulk up, right? Because they want to be all... Ugh. Somebody here could be bald, or they're balding. They're losing their hair, they're losing their teeth. They're losing their vision because they're not using it properly. Somebody here who's tall. This person is tall. Maybe they feel like they have more control or power over you because they feel like they're taller than you. I've been the same height since middle school. I am 5'2". I don't care how tall you are. I could still kick you in the back of the knees. I'm just keeping it real. Don't try me. I took self-defense. I'm legally required to say that, by the way. European. Somebody here could be of European descent. Or this is somebody here who just has a problem with your culture. Because there's differences here. There's definitely differences in backgrounds. And instead of embracing the beautiful differences and learning from each other... I don't know, this is given... I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop what I'm saying because I know I'm already being watched by a group of people. And if you think I don't know, I know. I'm not going to say who it is because I'm not trying to start trouble with them. But I know. And it's an organization. A very powerful one. You didn't think I got that email, but I did. I wasn't probably supposed to. But you should be very, very careful on who you include when you send emails out, by the way. Universe. Or maybe it was an intimidation tactic. Maybe somebody was trying to use intimidation tactics. Go ahead. Universe. What doors are opening up for the collective, please? What doors are available to the collective at this time? The door of reflection. What did I say about holding a mirror up to these people? Contemplation, rumination, deliberation, introspection. And the door of balance. Harmony, equilibrium, stability, moderation, and fairness. You've done all the introspection that you can do. Now you're just asking for people to do the same thing. Holding people accountable for their own actions just as much as you have. And you're no longer babying people. You're no longer holding their hand. They need to hold their own hand. You held your own hand? And that's a part of the problem, is because maybe you were Bob the Builder, you were a fixer, right? But not every problem is yours to fix. Universe. Any other doors available for the collective, please? The door of balance. We've had justice come out 3 times. People, your haters cannot handle the weight, the consequences of their own actions. And I'm not saying that the collective is, you know, perfect little angels, right? Because we make mistakes, right? But that's how we learn lessons, you know? So that way you can do better. It's not about where you've been, it's about where you're going. And you know where you're going. The door of healing, recovery, restoration, renewal, rehabilitation, and comfort. You're going towards comfort because you have found inner peace. You have done the reflection. That's why balance is being available to you now. Because You have courage, bravery, valor, confidence, resilience, heroism, grit. I just heard collective say, I'll be damned if I allow somebody else to make me another one of their own fools. I'm not a jester in their court. You're not a jester in their court. You are the king and queen of your own domain. Ain't no rulers over you. You're in charge. You're the boss. I'm going to use the story dice. We're going to see what else comes out. But it's very interesting. We have a little witch's hat right here. That just caught my eye. Do what ye will, as long as ye harm none. Anyways, things are about to get spicy. Universe. Any other messages here for the collective? Anything else that they need to know about? It's going to get loud for a moment, so I do apologize again. I did not want to do that. We have a tree, a pine tree here. We have parking. Y'all are definitely heading to a new destination and getting ready to park your vehicle. The travel is now over here. You're definitely planting some kind of roots. Something here about Australia. That's a place in Australia. It's on the water, I believe. It's an outdoor venue where performances take place. You're getting ready to hit center stage. You are arriving at the place that you are meant to be, with the people who are meant to see you. The sun is getting ready to shine again here, because you are the sun. You've reached your destination. You have left the storm behind you. You have completely uprooted yourself. This just reminds me of the walking trees. I don't know if you heard of that, but there are some trees that will literally uproot themselves and go to a place that has better sunlight. So that way they can be more prosperous. They can be more growth. Maybe that's what you've done. You were like, you know what? The sun's not so bright over here. Let me go ahead and move. Let me park it somewhere else. We have this bird. And we have a mailbox. You guys could even be receiving messages and communications here from the other side as well, or you're definitely very, very supported by the other side. And we have the elephant. And a question mark in the reverse. Your actions have answered questions. People understand now why you did what you did, why you went where you went. Elephants here are also very communal. They take care of their own. You were definitely coming into alignment with your soul tribe, with your people. And it took you uprooting yourself to get to a better environment. These people didn't want you to go. And this is spiritually. You literally uprooted yourself to get to a better environment, so that you can have better access to the resources, so that you can flourish fully. So you can get all the nutrients that you needed, because you weren't getting those where you were. Remember, the dark side has stale cookies. I'm gonna go grab that dice that fell over. We have a match being struck. People are running away because of your fire, because of your You being brave? It's not easy being the light, because in order for one to be the light, one must first burn. You have been through the trials and tribulations. That's why you're shining bright. In spite of the pain, in spite of what you've been through, you still chose to shine. You still chose to rise to the occasion. Alrighty, y'all, we're going to use the Scrabble tiles, and we are going to see if there's any other final messages or confirmations for y'all. Universe, any final messages or confirmations here for the collective, please? Any final messages, confirmations for the collective? It's going to get loud again, so I do apologize. Somebody here could be 51, or somebody here could have been born in 1984. We have the number 33, master number 33, number 14, number 72. Somebody could have been born in 1972. The number 52. Somebody could have been born in 1980. Somebody could be 52 years old. The number 65. Something here about an axe. I don't know. Somebody was definitely trying to chop something down. Maybe they were trying to chop down your tree. They didn't want you to uproot yourself, so they're just trying to chop you down and probably turn you into firewood, is what it feels like. They were like, you want to burn? Fine. We're going to keep warm with you. You're no longer keeping other people warm. The number 60, number 47, number 30. We have Row. Somebody's name could be Row. Maybe it starts with Row. Number 67. Number 99. You got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one, right? We have Low. Someone's name could be Trey. Someone's name could be Jared. Something here about a Lorax. I don't know. I think that's Dr. Seuss. Isn't that Dr. Seuss? Somebody talks in riddles. Purposely, in order to keep people confused. So they talk in riddles. We have a blank tile. You're being given a clean slate at this time, collective. Someone's name could be Pavo. That could be their last name. Something here about tax. Maybe somebody here was trying to dodge their taxes, or they're being taxed spiritually. They can't handle it. They want your help. You have the number 21. Someone's name could be Boris. It's actually the name of my chiropractor. Someone's name could be Riley. First or last name. Someone's name could be Lamps. Someone's name could be Nelia. Or Nelly. We have a hoe. Somebody here is a hoe. Or something here about somebody's garden. Maybe they need to weed their own garden. Instead of worrying about what you have growing in yours, we have root. Somebody could have even did root work, or they tried to do root work on you. And again, I'm gonna say this again. I know there are some people out there who believe that you can't undo root work, but God brings natural disasters all the time, honey. How many floods have we've happened? I mean, look at what's happened in California with all the fires that's been happening. You don't think that that's not God's way of wanting to cleanse and transmute energy? It's God's version of saging? People don't like to hear that, but I'm just keeping it real. Something here about a fine. Somebody here is being fined. Are they going to have to pay a fine? They have to pay a toll? They have to pay a tax? Someone's name could be Mo. Could be their nickname. Excuse me. Something here about a goon. What, goons and goblins? Like, really? Is this a goon? This is a jokester? This is somebody here who doesn't take anything seriously? We have cutie. Somebody here, you're a cutie pie collective. I'm just gonna keep it real. You're a cutie pie. Keep doing you. Something about Colorado? Someone's name could be Wesley. We have fringe. Maybe somebody here wears a lot of fringe. So, like, isn't that like the cowboys and cowgirls? Like something here, like down south, or even Native American wears like fringes, don't they? I'm not the best when it comes to fashion. I'm just gonna keep it real. Somebody's name could be Norbert. Or Robert. Somebody's name could be Bert. Someone's name could be Nora. Something here about gin. Maybe somebody here drinks a lot of gin. Or something about gin and juice. Isn't that a song? Someone's name could be Paul. This has been coming out a lot. Whoever you are, Paul. People are watching you. We have Vo. Somebody here could be a grandma. This could be your grandma. Or there's a grandma. Somebody's grandma's involved somehow. Something here about a fade. Isn't that like something to do with hair? Somebody here got a fade. Or they have a fade, or they want to get a fade. Something about Texas, Tennessee, as I said earlier, Colorado. Something here about Venice. Isn't that in Italy? Or something here about Little Italy. Something here about a mouse. Somebody is trying to eat at your grains. They're trying to get into your cabinets, get into your pantry. We have Bex, B-E-X. I think that's somebody's nickname. Somebody here, we have beg. Somebody here could be a beggar. Something here about an inn, like a hotel or an inn or like a, something like that, a place where you stay. Somebody here could be on the run. Maybe somebody here is begging for loose change so they can get into an inn. Someone's name could be Max. Someone's name could be John. Joni. Something here about ice. Oh God, I hope not. Something here about a niece. This could be somebody's niece, or there's a niece here involved. We have house here. Something here that involves a house. Something about the House of Cards. Wasn't that a show? Wasn't House a show? Based on like a doctor or something? Something you to do with a doctor? Maybe somebody here never wanted you to get to the bottom of something here. Maybe somebody here was causing some kind of disturbance here, and they didn't want you to get any resolution to that. We have Ari here. Someone's nickname could be Ari. We have Ray. Somebody here's name could be Ray. Wellesley is also a college, I believe, right? Wesley College? Something you're Lord. Someone's name could be Lord, or something you're about the Lord. Something here. Someone's last name could be Reese. Something here about a bowl or bowling. Maybe somebody here likes to bowl. Someone's name could be Dan. Someone's name could be Cindy. Or Cynthia. Something here about a lore or some kind of tale. Somebody was trying to tell tales on you. Someone's name could be Jan. Jane. A lot of E's here. Someone's name could be Eric or Erica. Something here about the Indy 500 or something. Or something about Indiana. Or you're independent. Someone's name could be Xavier. Something about Noah. Noah. Isn't that an organization that has to do with the weather? Something about the weather. Be very careful. Again, I'm not wishing this on anybody. Something about Noah. So, someone's name could be Xavier. Someone's name could be Jones. Or maybe somebody here is Jonesin. Alright, maybe they can't get a fix. That's why they're asking. That's why they're begging. They're asking for a handout. Because they're trying to get a fix. Something about RF. God. Isn't that the frequency that you use for, like, remotes? RF remotes? Somebody here thought that they had... you figured out that they had you programmed. Or that they could program you. Something here about an AG. Something here about an Attorney General. Lord, where are we going with this? Someone's nickname could be like Tay. Maybe somebody here goes by the nickname Tay Tay or Tay. Somebody here thinks they're a magician. We got Ta-da. Something about FX, the TV channel. Maybe somebody here likes to watch a lot of horror or something. I don't know. We have Norm. Somebody's name could be Norm, Normand, something about Normandy. Alrighty, that's what I have for the Scrabble tiles. Universe, please give us an affirmation. Please give us an affirmation for the collective, please. We have beauty and authenticity. I am beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful, and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. You're beautiful, collective. You're like this radiant peacock here. And you're like, I'm beautiful, I know it, and I don't have to try so hard to show it. Because you're authentic, you're real. Authenticity is the name of the game. Whatever comes up, I will feel it. Whatever needs to be said, I will say it. Whoever doesn't get it, doesn't have to get it. But at least they know it because I've said it. And that's way better than leaving a passive-aggressive note about it. Universe. Anything else for the collective, please? Oh no. I think this deck is getting ready to be replaced as well. Universe. Anything else here for the collective, please? Universe, anything else for the collective? Final message, please, for the collective. Wow. Okay. Universe, please give us one final message for the collective, please. Thank you. We have determination, number 21. Feel secure in your being. The dynamics of this lifetime can be complicated. There really does not exist in this earthly dimension an environment that is free of trauma, blockages, and lessons. The color red is associated with the first chakra referred to as the root or base chakra. The root chakra is associated with keeping life exciting and sustainable. It is associated with trusting, belonging, and accepting. When you feel lost or insecure, you lose energy due to the fear of these feelings bring up. When the root chakra energy is in balance, you are centered, grounded, healthy, and vibrant, with unlimited physical energy. You love your body and love to use it and take care of it. You feel secure in your life and display good common sense. Work with Ganesha to create a sense of feeling rooted in order to lift away any heaviness you might be feeling. Focus your attention on the color red and allow yourself to feel joy, energy, and creativity coming back into your life. Red symbolizes love and happiness. It is said to encourage action and confidence, and provides a sense of protection from fears and anxiety. Remain positive and open to possibilities. Doing this will strengthen the root chakra and create stability and inner strength. They were trying to attack your root chakra. Now that whole root makes sense. They didn't want you to trust, they didn't want you to feel like you belonged, and they didn't want you to accept. Alrighty, y'all. I am going to finish with the Book of Happy. Universe. Analyze intentions behind your gift. When you are the recipient of a good turn by others, take time to think about what in their hearts led them to give you that gift. Think about the motivation of the gift giver and the timing. You might realize that the decision of the gift giver wasn't entirely whimsical, but perhaps purposeful. You were chosen to receive for a reason. He or she wanted to bring you happiness. Ask yourself what the person had to pay to give you the gift, either in money or time. For example, if your gift was a jar of jam from the first ripe batch of apricots on your neighbor's tree, think about how much time your neighbor spent gathering, washing, pitting, and peeling the apricots, mixing the fruit with other ingredients, stirring the pot, filling and processing the jars. This likely will bring a sense of deep appreciation. Pour yourself a cup of tea and put your feet up. Reflect on the person who has done you a good turn. Sip your tea and come up with several ways you could repay your kindness. Act on one of them. You're being given a gift. You're being given a gift. And it's also about the way that you respect. See, it's not about what you get and what you receive, but it's in the why. It's all in the why. It's all in the good intentions. People wanted you to question other people's motives. They didn't want you to feel secure. You're being given a gift, and you're going to be treated with kindness and respect, because now that you have uprooted yourself to a better environment, you have now making new friends, because now you're in a new environment. There comes a new soul tribe, people who are on your same page, people who want to honor you, people who are going to think of you, people who are going to respect you, and they want to give to you from the kindness of their own heart. Because you're finally going to be meeting people whose hearts finally match yours. That is what I have for y'all today. I am sending you all lots of love and lots of light, and I will see you next time. Oh, that's right. Don't forget, I'm going to be live tomorrow, so I will see you tomorrow. Alrighty, y'all. Ciao.